Feedback is a gift. It's an extremely valuable gift that we as leaders all need to get and receive from our people. We also need to get it from supervision. We need to get it from our clients, our customers. We need to get it from our spouses. And we're not getting enough of it. And here's the reason why. It's because people are unsure how you're going to react or you've reacted to it poorly in the past. And I've got some tips and techniques in this video that will walk you through how to improve extracting feedback from people around you so that you get it more often and you can grow as a leader. Now, what prompted this video, I've got to give credit where credit is due, is my friend Jason watched one of my last videos and he said, hey man, you talking about that guy in the HR violation, completely unnecessary in that video. And you know what? He was right. And I appreciate him for saying that, and it helped me think to do this video. So here's the deal. People aren't giving you feedback because they don't know how you're going to respond. How can you change that? Well, you can be slow and you can be patient and you can allow the trust to build over time, or you can do something to extract it. I took over as a district manager at the age of 30 to run the east coast of Florida for a staffing company, right? And when I got there, I was one of the youngest people on the team. So I've got people who are older than me, people who have been with the company longer than me, and it was a challenge. It was a bear. They really didn't want me there. I was an outsider. I came from the Midwest, and I got to thinking, man, how am I ever going to get across to these people and let them speak to me freely? Because the relationship building was a real struggle for a lot of them, not all of them, but I had ace up my sleeve. I had a buddy, Chad, still a friend to this day that I'd worked with in the past. When he was in Nebraska, he and I won multiple awards as branch managers. And so we got to spend some good quality time together. And so I took Chad off to the side before our next meeting when we got the team together. And I said, hey, buddy, I need a favor. He's like, what's that? I was like, I need you to criticize something about me in front of the whole team. He's like, Chad's a super nice guy. It's not his style. He's like, really? I was like, yeah. I need you to give me some real feedback on something that I could improve as a district manager, and I need you to say it to the entire team. Get the team together. Chad delivers the feedback. I pause for a second. I didn't even ask him for what it was, but I knew it was coming, so I was a little bit more prepared than most. And took a second, realized what he said thank you. I appreciate you for giving me that feedback, Chad. I will work on that. Opened up the floor to anybody else who had something to say. And boy, did they say something. Now, I got beat up like a piñata that day, but it really helped me grow as a leader because I learned really valuable things about what I was doing as a leader that were bothering them. I'm a one-word answer email guy. I am one of the most friendly, personable guys you'll ever meet in your life, but in email and text communication, I can be short, sweet, and too brief. One of our people said, hey, listen, I feel like you're yelling at me, so I had to tailor that to them, help me grow as a leader. So that's a tool or a technique that you can do if you've got a fairly new relationship with some of your people and you're not getting it, is take one of them that you've got a good relationship with off to the side and offer that up and then get them to do it in public because you want them to feel free to criticize you, to give you feedback, to help you grow, constructive criticism. Now, if you can look at yourself and say, hey man, I've received some critical feedback in the past and I didn't react so well. That's a tougher one to work through. What I would do is tell you to take some self-inventory there, look at the situation where you received feedback and analyze where you didn't react appropriately. By the way, stop reacting, start responding. Responding is calculated, it's intentional, it's strategic. Reacting is emotional, short thought, it just does not work well, okay? So find somebody in the organization in the same way and walk it through like, hey, why don't you ever tell me how I could improve as my job? Because I bet you might be telling them a lot about how they can improve in their job, but you're not getting it back from them. By the way, please don't tell me you're shooting on your people. I'll tell you about that later in the next video. So once you're able to extract that from them, get down to just please tell me if I can improve anything. And a lot of times it starts with small stuff. Hey, I don't like your one-word responses and emails. Or I don't like that you park in this spot. I think that's my spot. That's an easy compromise. That's something you can fix relatively easy. Doesn't hurt your feelings. But it starts to open the door for your employees and your people to give you feedback to help you grow, right? It is highly important that you get that. And then what will happen is they'll start when they say, hey, listen, Kevin, I don't like that you park in my parking spot, a couple times a week. I'm like, oh, thank you for telling me that. I appreciate you for telling me that. I'll move over. I'll park in a different spot from now on. Feel free to say anything to me in case I forget, I'll correct it. And then what will happen is eventually they'll start to levy some bigger things on you. Hey, I really don't like the way that you speak to me sometimes, or I don't like the way that you do this or that. It's really critical then that you respond instead of react. One of the things I talk about is levels of professional maturity, right? We're professionally, first off, everybody who gets some feedback about them, criticism about them, their first reaction is to put their guard up and say, I don't do that. That's just being mean. But we all get there eventually where we realize there was some validity in what they said. The speed at which you get there is the rate of your professional maturity. If you can get there relatively quickly, you're professionally mature. If it takes you a couple days, it's something you need to work on. So stop, think before you respond, walk it through, understand if there's some validity, welcome it, thank them for it, make the change, watch the feedback happen, watch your business grow, and you can do this with customers and clients all day long. Look forward to the next video. We'll talk about stop shooting on your people. We'll talk soon. See you later.